What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Brandon here with another video. So we had pretty interesting games last night. Go over all of my picks from last night and the ones that actually won and the ones that actually lost. So starting off, we got Hawks and Pistons. I chose the Pistons. Hawks won. Trae Young was hitting shots from literally everywhere. Derrick Rose played pretty well for the Pistons as he did the first game, and they seriously need to sit Reggie Jackson. Like, Reggie Jackson isn't doing jack squat. I know it's 2 games, but come on, man. Like, you aren't doing anything. Like, nothing at all. All right. You got the Bucks and the Rockets. I chose the Bucks. The Bucks actually won. The Russell Westbrook and James Harden pairing actually looked pretty good to me. I mean, they didn't look bad. James Harden couldn't hit a shot for anything. Giannis played like 28 minutes and fouled out, but he did have a triple-double. Everyone else on the Bucks pretty much contributed and kept them in the game. Got a bunch of guys getting 10 points, 11 points here. So I mean, you can win a game with everybody kind of playing a role like that. So I actually like that game. I watched it pretty intently. And then you got the Clippers and the Warriors. Whew. Man, that Clippers team is serious business. I picked the Clippers to win, and I didn't expect them to necessarily destroy the Warriors, but I kind of figured they were, because like if you look at the Warriors roster, there's really not any names that stick out outside of Steph, D'Lo, Draymond. You got that Marquise Chris guy, which he's a floater right now. Well, journeyman. Then you got Looney, and they still got some bigs that need to come back. So I'm not gonna put too much on those guys. See how they go, a couple games into the season, what they're looking like. But I mean, they scored 122 points, so it's not like they can't score. They just defensively need to step it up, But let me go into my predictions for today. Pick some of those, and I'm gonna come back to those other games. So I got Raptors and Celtics playing tonight. I'm gonna go with the Celtics. I feel like they may play pretty well. Timberwolves and Hornets. That's a good. I'm kind of confused right now. I'm gonna go with Timberwolves. Knicks versus Nets. That's tricky. I have a feeling the Knicks are going to win, but I'm gonna pick the Nets because the Knicks are actually pretty deep. Wizards versus Thunder. Got the Thunder winning. Bulls and Grizzlies. Man, that's kind of tough. Larry Markkinen kind of impressed me last game, so I'm gonna pick the Bulls. John Morant probably might go off though. Mavericks and Pelicans. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of tricky too. Luka is a beast, so I'm gonna ride with Luka on this one. And plus, he has Porzingis, who is getting back into things. Suns and Nuggets. Oh, I'm definitely going with the Nuggets. And no disrespect to the Suns, but I think the Nuggets pull this one off. Trailblazers and Kings. I gotta go with my guy Dame Lillard, man. I think he's gonna get buckets this game. Lakers and Jazz. Ooh, that's tough. I'm going with Jazz. I'm going with the Jazz, but I won't be surprised if the Lakers win. See, that's the thing. A lot of these predictions and picks are kind of confusing. You're kind of just going with like a gut feeling. I think the Jazz will probably take this one. I think they will, because Mike Conley, I don't think he's going 1 for 16 again. So those are mine. Hey. If you like the video, please like, comment, subscribe, go watch some of my other videos. It helps the channel. I will eventually get better with some of my editing and some of the video footage that I put on the channel. But right now I'm kind of figuring things out and working with what I got. But I appreciate any support that you guys have. And always hit that thumbs up button. But hey, man, the Clippers. I'm going to talk about, well, actually, you know what? I'm going to talk about the Bucks and Rockets first. So what I saw from the Bucks, I think the Bucks need another star player. Honestly, I do. I don't think Chris Middleton is the answer. I don't think he's that second star athlete that you need. And I know that we get into this narrative of, oh, you got to have 2-3 superstar players. In reality, if you look throughout the history of the game, you kind of do. Even my favorite player is Kobe Bryant, right? Kobe had a Shaq, or Shaq had a Kobe. But Kobe also had Pau Gasol. And Pau Gasol was a borderline all-star, or an all-star during that time. And probably was a top 5 power forward during that stretch. And also during that same time frame, Andrew Bynum played pretty well. You have to have, to me, 2 focal points on offense at a minimum, and then some secondary players that can still go out there and get a bucket, make some key shots, people that play their role. Like, you literally have to have role player. The designation of a role player is somebody that plays a specific role. So, like, you know, for instance, the Rockets. PJ Tucker, what is his role? To play defense and hit the corner 3. So he's gonna always guard the opposite team's best offensive player. Typically, that's probably a 2 or 3 guard, because I don't know if he really wants to run around screens at the point, but he may do that too, because he's only like 6'5", and that's why KD and Giannis pretty much. Well, Giannis had a field day, but it took a little bit of work, because Giannis' offensive game isn't where KD's is, but KD can just shoot over PJ, just straight up. But you got, PJ Tucker, he's a role player. You look at Austin Rivers, he's a role player. Come in, hit some open threes, kind of keep the offense going, if James Harden is in the game. But now that they have Westbrook, he's more of a spot-up shooter. You look at Eric Gordon. Eric Gordon's role is to come in and get buckets. Like, if you look at it, he took 19 shots. Russell took 17. James took 13, but he also got fouled 14. Well, he went to the foul line for 14 free throws. So Eric Gordon's role is to get buckets. His goal is to put up points. So he would be considered that third scorer on that team, like that third guy that can get it, because he can get his own shot. You have to have, in my opinion, that third player that can get their own shot. Because if you don't, your offense becomes stifled. Now, if I look at the Bucks they're lined up. So you got Giannis. Giannis can get his. Chris Middleton, he can get his, but he's 4'16". A lot of that probably came from trying to guard James Harden or Russell, I guess. Eric Bledsoe played 16 minutes. I really didn't get to catch what was up with Eric Bledsoe while he played 16 minutes. Wesley Matthews, kind of a role player in my opinion. He had 14 points, but I didn't see a lot from him, like creating his own offense. Brook Lopez, later on in the game, you saw him doing a lot of post-ups, which he can get his own shot in that sense, but it's not really that consistent. So you got Giannis. Giannis is a star player. He's a superstar player. The team is built around Giannis to be successful. Excuse me. Giannis is going to make the team successful. But Chris Middleton, I'm iffy about him. He didn't do jack shit in the playoffs, like nothing. Eric Bledsoe can get his own shot, but I don't know if I want to rely on him really. You got George Hill, good defense, keeps the offense going, and he's a stabilizer. Kyle Korver can sit in the corner and shoot threes. So I'm looking at this team, and it's a bunch of guys that can make a shot, I guess, if somebody is creating for them. But I don't see anybody on there outside of Giannis that can create consistently. Chris Middleton was an all-star, but I'm not looking at Chris Middleton's game like, man, Chris is gonna really do something special tonight. Like, I don't see that in his game. Now, they did win, and Giannis, sat on the bench with like 8 minutes left in the game because he fouled out. And the Rockets lost, which is a trend that I'm seeing with the Rockets. Like, even though a team may lose their best player, for some reason the Rockets cannot close. Like, when Golden State lost Kevin Durant, the Rockets still lost. Like, it changes the team, the entire way the team almost plays. But then again, other players stepped up. Can the Bucks do that for an entire season? In my opinion, nope. They might. I don't know. Chris Middleton just isn't that dude to me. He just isn't that dude. But the Rockets were hot last night. Russell was 7 for 17, had 12 rebounds. Well, actually, no, 16 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 steals. He had a block, 3 turnovers. Finished with 24 points. He actually shot pretty well from 3 for 7, which is like 43%, I think. And 7 of 11 from the free throws. His free throws are iffy. I don't know what's up with him. James was 2 for 13, from the field, 1 for 8 from 3, 14 for 14 from the free throw line. He had 7 rebounds, 14 assists, a block, a steal, 7 turnovers and 5 fouls. Finished with 19 points. You know, in his post-game interview, he said he can get any shot. I do believe he can get any shot. I do, but I also believe that that defense played him a certain way. And also the league is calling some of those offenses, because James Harden pushes off a lot and he uses his body to create a lot of space. And it's really hard for defenders to guard him if you're going to allow him to do that at borderline. Okay, so offensive fouls to create space. The damn near travels. You know, he's using his shoulder, using his arms to kind of extend a little bit. He also has, his offensive game is also really, really good. So it's hard. You put a defender in a no man's land if you're not going to call some of this stuff, because he pushes off a lot. And the flailing around, the damn, you know, exaggeration of the foul. So you got to kind of make it a little bit fair so players can have a fighting chance when they're playing defense. You know. But hey, if you like the video so far, please give me a like, you know, comment, subscribe. Right now I'm going to switch over to what I saw from Golden State and the Clippers last night. You know, the Clippers are, I'm not trying to, you know, kind of just overemphasize how good I think the Clippers are, but I think the Clippers are solid. I think I legitimately think the Clippers are 2 players deep at each position. At least 2. You know, if you look at the starters, you got Patrick Beverley, Shamet, Zubac, Kawhi, and Patterson. Okay, that's gonna change when PG gets back in the fold. You're gonna probably take Shamet off and put him on the bench, right? So now your bench is Shamet, Harrell, Harkless. Let me rephrase that. Let me start with the most important piece of this. You got Lou Will, Harrell, Shamet, Harkless, and let me see who else are they gonna bring off? Green. Okay, that's money. That's money. Those dudes are solid. Now, the center position, they only have like one center, and they have well, they got Harrell. Yeah, Harold Green, I can't pronounce his name, some guy. So they have like 4 power forwards and 1 center, which that's just how the game is right now. And you can kind of play small, which they have done. But that's deep. That's a really deep team, man. And you're talking about 3-pointers. They were 18 for 32 last night, 56%. 50 of 80 from the field, 62%. Free throws, 76%. You know, they got 39 rebounds. You probably can kill them on the boards. You can definitely kill them on the board. But the Lakers didn't do it, so I don't know about that one. 33 assists. That's really solid. 7 steals. 5 of which came from Patrick Beverley. 5 blocks. 17 turnovers. Yeah, a lot of that came from guys off the bench, though. The starters only had like, let me look, 6. And then you're looking at 24 personal fouls, you know, 141 points. That team is solid, man. So they're scoring for the game with 35 first quarter, 30 second quarter, 46 third quarter, and 30 for the fourth. Kawhi only played 21 minutes. He was 9 for 17, 5 rebounds, 9 assists, 1 turnover. The thing is about it is, even though he only played 21 minutes, he was on pace to probably shoot 25 shots. At least. I'll say 24. Okay, so I'll give him 23 to 25 shots, somewhere 22 to 25 shots. Because he was aggressive. And the thing is about Kawhi's game, he's getting every shot that he wants. He's getting every single shot that he wants. Every single shot. He's playing his game, and his game is allowing him to flourish in his offense, because he's in the low post, which while he's in the low post, the other team has to send a secondary defender over there, second defender over there, which then creates a lane for him to be a facilitator and pass the ball, which is why he had 9 assists. You know, nice little dump off the Harold, hitting a guy over in the corner. Because of how his game is very similar to MJ and Kobe, using the low post, high post, you know, jab step, pull-ups. He will shoot an open 3. He'll do a step back every now. To me, he has a really complete offensive game. there's nothing he can't do offensively. And you say, what do you mean he can't do anything? I'm like, literally, he scores every area on the basketball court. Kawhi Leonard can score efficiently and effectively. He was 1 for 3 from the 3-point, which is 33%. 9 for 7 overall, which is over 50% from the field. 2 of 4 from the free throw line. That's just he only shot 4 free throws. I'm not too worried about that. So he's gonna shoot probably about 80% from the free throw. He only had 1 turnover. His plus or minus was fucking 27. Patrick Patterson was the only person that had a plus, was higher than him, and it was plus 30. Like that, his lineup: 21 points, 5 rebounds, 9 assists. He had no steals, no blocks, but he probably was playing really good. He was playing really solid defense. That team is deep, man. That team is deep and it's scary. You know, but let me hit the Golden State really quickly. I'm gonna come back to the Clippers. For Golden State, Steph Curry was 8 for 20, played 30 minutes, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, a steal, 8 turnovers, 23 points. D. Russell 6 for 16. He's shooting really well from 3. Steph was 2 for 11 from 3. D'Lo had 8 assists, 0 rebounds, a turnover, 2 personal fouls. And the other starters were basically irrelevant. So Glenn Robinson III played a pretty solid game. He had 13 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. Looney, he had 9 rebounds, 3 points. Draymond, 11 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal. Okay, Draymond got a little hurt, banged up, so maybe that threw him off a little bit. Pascal, 14 points. I mean, they got solid production off of the bench. They scored. The problem is for Golden State was the damn defense. Like, the offense wasn't the problem. The offense wasn't the problem, because the thing is, Steph Curry creates so much damn threat. He put so much fear into the offense. Like, if you look at the game last night, the Clippers were throwing every single body that they could at Steph Curry, which is why he was 8 for 20. Mind you, if you're going to be critical of Steph Curry, it's his opportunity to carry a team. People, guys, listen. Please do not feed into that narrative. I look in the comment sections on a lot of videos I watch, and there's people talking about, you got to carry the team. You got to carry the team. There is no way on this earth that one player can literally carry a roster of, how many people on the NBA roster? Like 15 people for an entire season. It is impossible. You can create so much threat offensively that the defense has to pay so much attention to you that you then create space for other people to score and opportunities for them to score, but you can't make them better. Like, how can I carry a roster of people that literally, I don't know who the hell half of these dudes are on this team. Literally don't know half of them. Never heard of them. And, it's the same thing that goes to any other. You can't expect players to win with this. Now, can he win with this? Absolutely, because I don't think they're that damn bad. I think they're going to play within the flow of the offense and the team. They just have some defensive issues right now. And I think that's the biggest problem. Will it get fixed when you get a Klay Thompson back, or potentially getting Klay back, you will get, what's the guy's name? Willie Cauley-Stein back. Because you got to remember, they're missing Willie Cauley. So that's why they were getting destroyed in the paint, too. So, and actually, they out-rebounded the Clippers. And they had pretty good assists, 227. They just had to play better defense. You just look at the numbers of the Clippers, it was just astronomical. I mean, they shot 35 from 3, 39 from the field, which is pretty bad, 96 from the free throw line. And defense was just the problem last night. So I'm not necessarily panicking with them. With a Klay Thompson and Willie Cauley going against them, but also, the Clippers were without Paul George. So you got to factor that in too. It would have been a better game. D'Lo and Steph are just going to have to take it on themselves to try to disrupt the offense as much as possible, via the passing lanes, and just try to be close to the man. But there was just more defensive issues going on in that game than a lot of people like to admit. Please don't feed into the narrative that Steph can't play. I literally do not worry about the other 4 players on the court, and I'm throwing 2 or 3 bodies at you every single time I can, it's going to be harder for you to score. That's just a fact, man. That is just a fact. And if I don't honor the skills of the other players on the court, I'm just gonna stick to Steph. I don't care who's on the court. Like, yeah, I mean, if I'm Steph, I can come off that pick, see a guy in the corner because the defender's flashing at me, hit him. But if he's not a really good shooter, does it really matter? I'm not getting anything for it anyway. So that is my thing. Please, 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 don't feed. Oh, just dropped my damn keys. Don't feed into the Steph, has never carried a team. Guys, listen, that early Steph was deadly. Like him before they got KD, don't do that. Don't do that. That man has been putting in work. He's been balling. I don't want people to fall into the hype of, he's soft, he's sorry, he's gonna get exposed. How in the hell can somebody be in their 11th year? Think about it now. His 11th year and get exposed. Please don't feed into that. There's one game. This team is potentially the best team in the league. Like, I don't know if I don't discredit the Clippers. I mean, I'm gonna talk more about them later, but another video. But the Clippers are for real. The Clippers are legit. Please give them their props. Thanks for tuning in. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, and I'll hit you again with another video. Peace.